should be going live. It says I'm live. Are we live? I got about the normal, what is it, 15, 20-second delay there. So let's see. All right. I could play my intro, but I'm too lazy to. So with me, well, let me here. Hold on. Hold on. Yep, I got it going here. Which one? Oh, it's this window over here. I had to log into a different account, so in a different browser that I'm not used to remembering to check. Alrighty, so everybody, hello, welcome to another whatever drama I'm going to call this today. And I don't really want to call it drama; it's more or less a correction of the record, and also a test of Uni's hypothesis. We'll get into the test a little bit later, but first I wanted to bring on my guest for today, which is Logical Troglodyte. Logical, how are you doing today? Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Running around doing some errands today and making sure things are getting set up for this. So, like I said, I'm just wanting to allow you to tell your side of the story, like I did Red's, and like I plan on doing with the Anti Ordinary. For those of you that are wondering, I did comment to her back on the Red stream in her comment, giving her the email address to contact me at. So, just thought I'd let you all know. Oh, and got another new subscriber. I guess the sounds are going to go out anyways. Still no sound. Hold on just a second. No sound from Troglodyte. That is BS. It was working earlier with me and Jared on this. All right. That is really weird. All right, try now, Logical.
Okay, well, you were talking about sides of stories, and it's been my experience as a clinical counselor, working with people in the mental health industry, that, you know, there are three sides to a story. There's your side, there's my side, and the reality tends to be somewhere in between those two extremes. Just thought I'd pose that idea to people as we go through tonight's stream.
Yep, sounds good. And I see you there, all seeing donut. So, alrighty. Yep, Glober Mom confirms we can hear you now. Okay, so let's kind of start at the beginning where all this started, which is the oh, thank you 9 o'clock hero for subscribing. Um, which is the whole thing with you guys being on Steve McRae's channel and Rock putting out the tweet that I rescind my support for the shills, yada yada yada. That's we all know about that, but what what about what kind of led you to lead to or should what led you to reaching out to Uni about all this?
Yeah, when we were on Steve McRae's show as a group, in part, it wasn't all the shills, it was just a few of us. And we were yucking it up, and all of a sudden Kevin piped up with, "Hey, we got this tweet from Uni." And, we kind of said, "What the heck?" We're kind of all scratching our heads. And as the days progressed after that, I think Dick tried to reach out to him, say, "Hey, I'd like to resolve this." For whatever reason, their conversation didn't happen. Other things were said, things escalated. You know, Kevin and Dick started getting a little angry, shall we say, from some of their tweets and whatever. They started going on other shows and where they were, talking about, at least the other people were talking about Uni, and, they had their say, and that's fine. But as I saw things between Uni and members of the Shills group start to escalate, I'm like, you know what, this ain't cool. It's not fun, and I'm here to have fun on YouTube, debunking stupid conspiracy theories and woo peddlers. I'm not here for drama. The Shills was not. It was not designed to be a drama show. It was just designed to be a fun yuckity yuck and throw some science at the stupid, and away we go. Right, park the drama at the door. Don't care whose camp you're in. Grab a beer and come in and laugh. That's all we really wanted it to be. So as I saw things start to escalate, I'm thinking, I think maybe I can do a little good here. So I reached out to Uni. I was like, the idea being that don't really care about his drama with Steve, none of my business. I'm not part of. I don't really know Steve. I mean, he was on the Shills and spoke to him there. We were on his channel. I spoke to him there, but I never talked to him in the background. I know he does anti-theism, atheist debates and semantics and all that stuff, but that's not my thing, right? So I never really watched any of that. So I didn't have anything to say. All I cared about is, the drama between Unirock and the Shills. Not good for either channel. Because I understand that there's three sides to every story, I want to know where you were coming from. Whether or not you want to keep rescinding your support for the Shills is irrelevant to me. That's your prerogative. I at least want to know where you're coming from, was my thought. So I reached out to him and basically said, let's have a conversation.
Yep. Now, before I get the the anti-Steve crowd, the crowd that thinks that I can't be biased or can't be unbiased or anything, I just want to preface this by saying that we are we're going to be showing an email exchange from Logical to Unirock, and going to be showing that out in public because of what Unirock said about Logical's reasons for not being there.
I
In my
basically pulled the
viewpoint,
plug.
in my viewpoint as an outsider, and knowing what I know ahead of time, I know that Unirock mischaracterized it. I don't think that it was done as a malicious attack, but at the same time, it was something that he didn't actually have to bring up at this point. He just brought it up to stroke more drama, stroke more issues into the community that doesn't need to be there. We want to try and resolve this. So this is why I'm trying to do as much as I can between the groups. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not biased against Uni, because that would be unethical of me to say that I am not biased against him, in my opinion. So I have Logical's permission to be sharing these emails. They are an email exchange, and I will be showing the full context of them with Logical's permission, of course.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm doing that because you know, uh, I don't care if people beak off at me, make fun of me, call me names, uh, try to involve me in whatever drama. I just don't care, But if you're going to do that and you're going to quote me, at least quote me correctly, and then give me whatever criticism you want based on what I actually said, not what an emotional decision led you to think I said.
Fair enough. And give me just a second here. I'm logging into my Streamlabs so I can stop the stream bot. Give me just a second here. All right. So, where is it? Cloudbot. What am I trying to do here?
In fact, if Uni wanted to pop into the stream and talk to me about these emails and how he characterized them,
I'm more than willing to have
I wouldn't
Uni
have a
on.
problem with that.
I don't have a problem with Uni coming on here at all. To be honest, I would welcome it. And it's not
Yeah,
because I think
because
having him on my show will make me more popular or anything. I honestly want to give him the opportunity to say his bit. So,
yeah, and just like wanting to know what was your thought process about rescinding your support for the shills, what was your thought process in characterizing my words in this way? I truly want to know.
all right. So let me pull this up and go back just a few frames here. That's a little too far. There we go. All right. So I'm going to transition over to this, which is Unirock's video that he released yesterday on the Rock a Lot channel, talking about the Shills Dick Dawson. And this is kind of, I'm going to show the part about logical first, and then we'll go back to the premise of my test. So, all right. So you might need to mute there. Logical, just because of I have you pumping through my desktop audio, and I'm going to be using the that audio to play out to the crowd and play back to you. So
Yep, no problem. I'll keep it muted until you tell me to.
okay, so I'm gonna hit play. So go ahead and mute really quick.
Right? That's why I made this video. Dick Dawson, Logical Troglodyte, is one of the shills, and he was messaging me acting like he couldn't figure out why all this was happening. He wanted to hear my side. And I felt like giving it to him, so I tried to set it up to talk to him. And I sent him several messages with videos, with evidence of what's going on so he could be ahead of the game. And the last clip I sent him, and he still wanted to talk to me, and the last clip I sent him, this clip. This clip. Guess what Logical Troglodyte did after I sent him that clip? He said, no, I can't talk to you, Uni. I don't think we'll ever see eye to eye. After watching that clip, all of a sudden, you're not going to see eye to eye with me, Logical Troglodyte. Let's just play a hypothetical guessing game here. What would ever happen if Dick Dawson sets you up for lying like he's trying to do here with me? You would voice your opinion out towards him.
Okay, Logical, you can come back on.
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So that right there is probably one of the most represented comments that I've heard from Unirock. Now, he's not that far off in the fact that you were saying that, with the way things are going, you guys aren't going to see eye to eye necessarily, but he paraphrased you in such a way that makes it sound like you were just chickening out because you were trying to troll him.
Well, I made it sound like I was trying to protect my buddy, and I'll admit, Dick is my best friend, and all of us at the Shills are friends. Dick just happens to be my very best friend, and the guys understand that. That's just kind of the way we are. But my reaching out to him had nothing to do with us seeing eye to eye. It was about trying to find an understanding of each other and hopefully finding a middle ground somewhere in the middle to where we can at least, if not shake hands and be friends, we can at least have a partial ceasefire.
Yep.
Worst case scenario, that's kind of what I was hoping for. So no, the whole eye to eye thing was never an expectation,
Yep.
and Dick knows, many people who know me personally know that if I disagree with them and they ask me my opinion, generally I'll give it, whether
Yep.
they like it or not,
So
whether we agree or not.
yep.
Very rarely would I will offer that opinion without being asked, and when I do, I have really strong feelings about it. But I do it in the background because I'm not a drama llama. I'd
Mm,
rather just air our differences in the background, shake hands, go have a beer, continue being friends. Because nothing about being friends says that I have to agree with you in all things.
yep. Now, just addressing RR tracks in the chat, is it ethical to share DMs without both parties' consents? Well, that's just it. Uni has been sharing information in his Discord server without people's consent. He's been trying to get other information without people's consents. And now it doesn't make what we're going to do meet ethical standards, by my opinion. But at the same time, there are there are exceptions to rules, and there are exceptions to standards for reasons. And
Yeah,
when
I
you're going to go out
personally
and
don't like.
I
I'm
don't.
sorry, G.
No, I was just saying I don't like having to do something like this. But the problem is if Logical or I were to come out and just say literally, Unirock's lying, he's misrepresenting Logical, and we provide nothing of evidence to it, then are we any better than anybody else that just goes out saying, Steve McRae is a rape apologist? If we go out and say that um, Jared's doxing people, or that Logical Troglodyte is not a troglodyte, he's actually a protozoa. When you're just making claims out of there for no reason, nobody's going to listen to you unless you have the evidence. Now there are times where evidence has to be shown and it's of sensitive nature, but Uni has always said that his email address is out there, it's known, so it's not like it's a personal email. This is one that he told me to email him to directly. My first video about Dead Kennedys in space. Dead Kennedy in space. Wow, he's got me saying the Dead Kennedys. I understand why he says it. It's just ironic.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And my 2 cents on that is no, I don't like doing this in public. I don't like sharing private emails. However, had he said this to me in private, we would have talked about it in private. Since he decided to beak off at me and misrepresent me in public, I felt like I had to have a public response. If there's nothing in those emails that are of a personal, sensitive nature, and if there were, I would have redacted them. There's nothing in his emails between us that isn't anything that he hasn't said publicly. So I don't believe that there is an ethical issue here. And like you said, anything stated without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
by the way, happy birthday, Just Brit, since it's apparently her birthday today.
Ah, happy birthday.
So, and thanks, Factard, for subscribing. And sharing discords is different than in a video, and we will agree to disagree. I think it lacks ethics. Arnar, thank you for that. I tend to agree with you. Normally, I would not do this type of thing. I would not, but he's again, things are the way they are and need to be addressed. So, anyways, with that, let's move on to the emails. Let me get that pulled up here. So here we have the first email, which you sent out on January 13th, last Monday. Basically
Mhm.
saying, or you're just saying that, you've tried contacting via Twitter and that appears you haven't seen it, and that you'd like to invite him for a one-on-one with you. And you can see that there's a thread going here. This is regular, Gmail it looks like. So,
Yeah, it's just my YouTube Gmail account,
yep.
Nothing that I consider to be private.
And that you, like you said, you want to try and resolve the conflict. I don't blame you. So, and I'm not going to try and linger on any particular things at all. And then here's Uni responding to you saying, "Hey, I will talk to anyone who's not trolling me," which is what he always says. And he's saying that I stood up to Steve. Here are the links of the videos that you should watch, which, if I remember correctly, those are similar videos that I had to watch too, that he wanted me to watch too, which I'm still doing. And this one is what, 2, I think? Yeah, 2 hard evidences. And then if you're trying to play games with me, just don't write back. So he's clearly saying that if you aren't going to be honest about this, don't write back. Just leave me alone, which is fair of Uni to say. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I didn't have a problem with that at all.
I honestly don't have a problem with it either. I honestly would probably say something similar if I thought I was going to get trolled in the same way. So next up is your response. Thank you for defining what troll it means is meaning, so that way you're working on the same level. And yes, you will watch the videos, as I said in my email. Basically, it comes down to a long line of emails where you're just going back and forth trying to set up a time for you to meet. And
Right.
let's see here. And then like you said, like you were saying to me off air, that there was one email where it looked like it might have been not out of order, but you had a little bit of misunderstanding where you guys both rectified it. And then Uni comes in to respond, which is explaining everything that he has against the shills and what he has against Steve and Chesh. Again, nothing that he hasn't tried to stick with the same narrative. And then I think this is the last one. This is the last one of that set, yeah. And then it comes in. Where am I at here? Sorry. But let's entertain the option of you writing me back and being logical, skeptical. No. If you need me to reschedule for tomorrow or the next day, I will also. And I just don't want any BS. The logical troglodyte and I met would be fine to talk. Would be fine talking to me. And then he comes on to say, "Sounds good, buddy." And in my opinion, I've had people try and dox me, try and dox my girlfriend, and he'll send you the clip. And then, sorry to do this again. This is the clip of the elusive man.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the last email that I have that you've sent to him, basically saying that you've got a lot to sift through. It's going to take some time to read it and understand what's going on. That you're going to review the shill show that he was referring to with Chesh in it, and then as you said, because you mentioned him, that you were talking to Rachel on UniRach on Discord, that you were hoping to resolve the issue, and still tomorrow afternoon will work. And that's pretty much the events of the email. Would you?
Yep.
The gist is at this point you guys were still going to be talking. You guys were still going to try and set up this meeting. Am I correct?
Right. That is correct.
And then we get into your Discord chat with UniRach. Now this is on, I want to say the 17th, I think.
Yep.
I think so. It's the next day, because this is when Elusive Man put out his tweet about the Unirock Discord.
Yeah.
And you
before you show that one, I want to interject here that within 24 hours, things escalated even more, on several fronts. And I just got disgusted with the whole thing. And I know a lot of the times I didn't like to DM UniRach, and I apologized to her for it, but there was, before I started the whole email conversation with him, I had messaged him in Twitter, either, both publicly and privately. He didn't see it, and or I assumed he didn't see it. So I kind of poked Rach because I couldn't DM Uni because we don't share a server together. And she's in my little private planning, show planning server that people come into, to plan live shows on my channel. Okay.
Yeah.
So I DM'd her and said, "Hey, can you let Uni know that this communication from me is there?" So that was it. And when I decided to pull the plug, I just decided that I just at this point didn't want to talk to Uni. I was just kind of disgusted with everything in the whole situation. And UniRach and I are pretty cool. And I'm not going to allow you to show what she said to me. I only want you to show what I said to her when I pulled the plug, which explains my reasons.
And that is exactly what I have here. I don't have anything of her response. So going forward, and thank you, Steaming Cup of Reason, for subscribing. All right, so this is you saying that I just sent this. I'm curious what this is, or I was just sent this. I'm curious what this is, and why anyone considered me to be affiliated with the GDC and the non-sec. And you linked the tweet. If you want to explain your history with the GDC and the non-sec show, by all means.
Yeah, one of my subscribers poked me in the background on DM on Discord and said, "Dude, did you see this?" And I'm like, what am I looking at here? And they appeared to be somebody in UniChat, Uni's server that was relaying information to either Steve or Elusive Man or whatever. I don't freaking know. But somehow or another, one of those little screenshots showed my name as somebody that could be contacted to find dirt on Steve as connected with the Great Debate Community and or the Non Sequitur Show. All right, and I'm like, I saw that and my eyes crossed. I'm like, what? I have never watched the Great Debate Community. Don't care about the theism versus atheist content.
Yep.
I've never spoken to Steve directly in the background off the air. I have only time I've watched maybe a half a dozen of the non sequitur Friday night flat Earth debates. Other than that, never watched any of their content. I was never on the air on either of those channels, so I simply asked, that was part of the escalation I was seeing, and I asked her in the background before I pulled the plug, what is this? Can you explain this to me? I don't get it, you know. And she responded, okay, fine. I get what you're saying, but you know, I got to feel, you know, that's when I sent her my message where I pulled the plug.
Yep, and we got that. The start of that right here is that I've been trying to resolve things, not be dug in deeper, in that you're um, thinking about pulling the plug on your YouTube career as a whole, not just this whole thing.
Yeah, you know, I was just at that point. Yeah, I was when I said that. Yeah, I was making an emotional decision when I beaked off about that because it's like I said, I just came to YouTube as a hobby. This is not my job. You know, I don't make money off of YouTube. I just wanted to have fun debunking stupid conspiracy theories like flat Earth, crystal power, and that kind of crap. You know, I if I had known what kind of drama actually was on
Yeah,
YouTube, I might have thought twice before creating my channel, right? But me and my subscribers have a good time with the way I do my videos. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, the thought crossed my mind. Do I even want to be part of YouTube anymore? You know, do I want to even be part of what appears to be a cesspool at this point? And you know, yeah, I thought different of
yeah,
that after I calmed down and said, all right, whatever. You know, but at that point, I didn't really see with the escalation I was seeing. I didn't see where resolution was possible. You know, I've done couples counseling in the past, and there comes a time in that process that you have to be honest and say, am I going to help them with resolution or am I going to have to help them with a divorce? You know, either way, they're going to need help,
yeah,
you know. And at this point in the process where we're at in these emails and DMs, I kind of, at that moment, I said, you know, there's no way there's going to be resolution possible. I don't see the purpose of spinning my wheels for no good reason.
yeah,
You know, people are just making too many emotional decisions on both sides of the
yeah,
argument. And all I'm going to end up doing is having a steaming pile of horse crap land on my head when all I was really wanting to do was, you know, help a little bit in some small way.
yeah. And you know, it might help if I actually presented to you what I'm showing everybody else.
That's all right. I got my tablet up and
Yeah.
looking at that too,
So
you know.
here we go.
So,
Anyways,
you know, somebody could ask, well, why didn't you send that directly to Unirock? Okay. Well, that was also part of. Here's what Maya was thinking. You know, you can see from my initial email, I stated clearly and concisely that this one piece is what I'm interested in understanding. Why did you rescind your support for the shills? Why are we at odds? You know,
yeah,
and then he wanted to come back with all the stuff about Steve, which fine, I'll watch it. I don't care. But that isn't what I want to talk about. I tried to reiterate that in one of my emails, and he came back with more of, no, you got to listen to me. And it's like, okay, I'll listen to you, but that isn't really what I wanted to talk about, right? Because I
yeah,
know I'm not going to have any, there's no way
yeah,
anybody's going to resolve between him and Steve unless they just both agree to walk away, right? I just wanted to understand this one small piece. That's all I wanted.
yeah. And I'm just reading this again. You know, I've watched and had valid points, and conversely have made mistakes. Maybe I shouldn't have stayed silent so long, or maybe I should have left well enough alone. Who knows? I did want to help, and I can't see my comments or efforts making a difference. I'm sorry. I hope this does not put us at odds. I think I should just disengage from it on it all on both sides. If I decide to stay on YouTube, you are welcome to join me for live debunking shows. Um, if you if any of this has caused you to think of me differently, I would rather not. I understand. I wish you and Uni well, and I'm sad that the situation has become so large and unwieldy. So from this, I don't see how you could say that how Uni could sit here and say in his video that without he didn't actually say it directly, but basically called you a troll in the context of how he was trying to explain it to everybody.
Well, I don't think he was trying to call me a troll so much as he was trying to make it appear that I'm going to be standing shoulder to shoulder with my fellow shills, come hell or high water, even when they're fucking wrong, and never call them on their shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the things that I've been paying attention to is how often Uni was willing to play the elusive man stream and screaming doxing, and I've watched him yell himself into hoarseness. And so I think, you know, I should address that, because that was one of the things he was harping on with the emails. And he's not being heard, which is probably why he keeps uh, beating
Yeah.
that horse bloody. So understand, Uni. I hear you and I understand. Do I agree with that stream? No. Was it legally doxing? No. Was it a threat of doxing? Absolutely. And to me, that's not cool. And I don't have a problem telling my friends, Dick Dawson and AT2, that that wasn't cool. In fact, I told Dick about it, my thoughts about it last night before I talked to you about being on with you tonight. So he
Yeah.
knew I was going to say that. And we understand each other,
Hmm.
Um, whether we agree or not's irrelevant. Again, don't like talking about shit in the background, but since stuff was said publicly, I at least got to stand up and say, okay, publicly, no, this wasn't cool. I wish you guys hadn't have done that because that inflamed a bad situation already. And that and a couple other things just kind of felt like it pulled the rug out from underneath my feet to where it was any show with Uni was going to be useless.
Yep. I I just like I said, I know he wasn't actually calling you a troll, but that's the way I interpreted it myself. So I'm not trying to sit here and put words into his mouth, but I'm just letting people know that that's how I viewed it. Is that he was trying to basically, because he prefaced it by saying that I don't like it when people troll me. He even says it in his email. He said it to me. He said it multiple times to people, and I understand why. People have trolled him in the past, and I can respect that. And I need to drop that. So
Yeah.
with that, I honestly think that this needs to be the shills and Unirock thing just needs to be put to bed. It needs to be done. He needs to stop bringing up the things. Now I understand that there are going to be times where people are going to bring up this bullshit for their own reasons. Fine. But as far as I'm concerned, for myself, I won't be talking about this on my channel unless something needs to be talked about. If Unirock attacks me personally, or if he, you know, calls into question something else that needs to be addressed, and that's only if the person who he attacks comes after him. Now, if Unirock comes to me personally and says, "Hey, I want to come be on your show to talk about this," I will also entertain it at that point as well. Like I said at the beginning of this, Annie Ordinary has contacted me via the messages on the Red's Rhetoric stream, and I told her I would be more than willing to talk to her about it. She just has to email me. So, all right.
Yeah,
So with
and I'm the
that,
same way. If he decided to pick it up and say, "Hey, I'll do a Trog Clan live with you," that's fine, as long as he understands that the only thing I want to talk about is this one thing. You know why he's mad at the shit.
you there, logical, logical. Can you hear me?
To understand that thought process.
Sorry, we just had a hiccup in the internet.
Hopefully it wasn't on my end. I don't know.
It could have been on my end. All of a sudden you cut out. So, but
Oh,
like you said, you'd be willing to if he came to you and said, "Hey, I want to come on and do this," you'd be willing to hash it out with him on that. Is that my?
yeah, sure. As long as he understood that I didn't want to talk about Steve, I just wanted to talk about, his drama with the shills, find an understanding, whatever. We'd be all good. But I didn't have any intention of talking about the Steve drama. I didn't have any intention of choosing sides one way or the other. Because to me that's black and white thinking, and it's not healthy and it's not
Yep.
conducive to good interpersonal relationships. Like I said, that goes back to I don't always have to agree with all my friends in order to stay their friends. Am I friends with Steve? No, I only know him casually, but I am friendly with him. Do I agree everything he says? No.
Yeah.
Am I willing to be friendly with Unirock? Well, maybe. Depends on how he responds to this or not. And like I said, he can say anything about it when he wants to say, as long as he quotes me correctly.
Yep. And that's the whole reason for this is the misquote and then left why logical left the invitations out there. He's like, there's just too much of an emotional response. There's too much drama on both sides, and nothing's going to be productive about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
right.
And like I told one of my friends last night, we were talking about another thing altogether that I'm not going to really bring up, but he says, but I can't agree with you. And it's, I don't care if you agree with me. I'm just asking you to chew on a point of view. That's it.
Yep. I mean, I don't understand how people can be solely one-sided on a story or anything. There's your truth, there's their truth, there's the truth in the middle somewhere, and if I can't look at it, if I can't look at both sides and try and weigh it myself, then my opinion isn't really all that valid. The problem is that as soon as Unirock's made up his mind about things, it's hard to get him to hear out your reason why you've so far aligned a certain way. So, but I'm
Yep,
not opposed
exactly.
to I'm not opposed to listening to him. Um,
Yeah.
but what
And,
was
I've had people poke me in the background and say, "Hey, I'm going to unsub you." And I was like, well, whatever. If you're not having fun on my channel, that's fine. That's your choice. But don't think I'm going to take sides. If you're a Uni supporter or a Steve supporter and
yeah?
you feel like I have to be one or the other to sub to me, then just don't sub to me.
It's
Like I said, this isn't my job. It's not real life to me.
yep. Uh, the way I look at this is entirely the approach you should be taking to politics too. But people don't do that either. So neither Fox News nor CNN is right on any story. So dig around and figure it out yourself is the way I
Oh
look at it.
God, that's exactly why I don't. That's exactly why I don't get into politics. It's like, oh God, no.
I can't help it.
Oh,
It's
if
so
people
much
think this
fun
stuff is a
though.
bunch of drama cesspool, that's worse. Yeah,
Oh, so
everybody
much
has a
fun.
different
But
idea of fun, right?
yeah, hey, I joined the Navy and served on a submarine. How psychologically sound could I really be, right? But anyways,
You don't really want me to answer that to you.
hey, I went through several psych evals and passed them in order to be on a submarine. So obviously, I've got to have some sort of sanity there somewhere that they recognized, or insanity. Who knows? But
I know what's
anyways,
in those psyche valves. You just got to make sure you're the right kind of crazy.
yep. So, anyways, back to the title of the stream: testing a hypothesis about. Now, what I'm bringing up here is actually in the same video where Uni was talking about logical, and that is on the Rock Lot stream. And where was I? It was 4 minutes ish. Um, he basically surmises that the reason why he couldn't check Jared's supposed doxing comment and all that is because the AT2 account redacted, and simultaneously at the same time he's redacting the comment, he or she is redacting the comment, that person is being banned by a mod and being reported by either other mods or being reported by users. So that makes it impossible for the stream host to check to see what's going on. So I plan on testing that. So let's pull up this page here. Let's see if my OBS is working with me. Yay, there we are. So as you can see, this is the live chat from my stream. I've opened up a third browser so I can log into another account, and I'm going to put it in here. There we go. Logical. I'm going to count to 3, and when I tell you I'm removing this comment, I want you to select to ban me. Okay?
All right.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, click. Now, let's see here. and it shows that I have been banned by Logical Troglodyte. All right, so let me pull up my chat window again. All right. Let's see here. Can I follow this across to the end? Oh, I can't actually click that. Interesting.
Yep. When I try to click it, it says report, put user in timeout, unhide user on this channel.
Yep. So I can't actually do that. Now go ahead and now let me try going over here to hidden message though. The deleted message. I'm gonna open up the deleted message really quick and I'm gonna click on Uni is right as well. I can unhide user, put in timeout, or report. I am not able to actually go to their channel. Is there any other way that I can do this while I have it open here? Nope. So, Uni, consider yourself peer-reviewed and verified. So, I don't know what you think about that. I'm going to actually
Yeah, I
unhide my
felt bad
channel.
about banning you on your own stream, so I just unbanned you.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Like I said, I just it's just one of those I am trying it. You know, I mean, this is where things like this I'm willing to give somebody the benefit of the doubt and test out what they're claiming. So it's obvious
Yep.
that Unirock could not have done anything with that. So Uni, consider that valid, as far as I'm concerned. I've never heard that story before, which is why I wanted to test it. Because, you know, Uni, I went into it thinking that Uni's wrong, but my null on this would be that Uni's right. It does not work. So
Yeah, Dick Dawson in the live chat wants to know what we're trying to prove. He doesn't understand it.
okay, so in the video that on the Rock Lot channel that Uni posted yesterday, he said that there's no way he could actually check the account when it was banned and deleted or retracted by the person, and
Yeah,
also reported.
this is in reference to the supposed AT2 account on his live stream that says, I'm going to dox you and all your friends. There's been an
Yeah,
argument back and forth in the community was that the real AT2 was a sock account. So Uni made the claim that, well, my mods banned him. Therefore, I can't do this, but I can show in my ban list that there's only one AT2 there. That's what he was saying.
yeah. So it's from this video, from this particular comment that's on the screen. So there's no way for us to know until he goes back and unbans that. Until he goes back and unbans that channel, because I can go into. I should be able to go in there now. Let me do another comment really quick. Hello.
Yeah. And fair play here. AT2 says in the live chat, still doesn't explain or excuse the conflicting stories he's given about
No,
how/when he found out about the message.
no, I agree. And Reds is also commenting on that as well. That
Yep.
that it is he cannot check it from the community, or no, that's not Reds. That's one above it. The comment is being held for review, not banned. FYI, which I'm sure it
Yep.
is. I'm just not going to pull up my studio because there's who knows what information somebody could get from there on that. So
Now, what I would have liked to have seen when he was talking about this, rather than show me your ban list in your creator studio, go to that live stream, find that comment, unban it, because you're the channel owner, you can
yep,
do that. Follow the link and see where it goes.
yep. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to my videos on my dashboard right now and see if that. Actually, I should be able
You
to
know,
just go to my comments here.
because that's how I would have played that, if I was going to try to show that somebody was,
Yeah, since it's
threatening to
unbanned, it's
dox
no
me.
longer there.
Yeah, sure.
But like I said, I was more concerned about what he was saying about the actual the process is what my concern pulled it, or my concern about it was. Um, so there's that. Now, in regards to that, that video, that the stream where this happened. I can't find the stream anymore. He has subsequently pulled it down because it was on the Rockalot channel, and I actually happen to have that Rockalot channel pulled up here.
Yep, I was looking for it yesterday and today as well, and couldn't find it.
And it's his call to say what is going to what's going to be on his channel, what's not. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to tell him how to run his stuff, but this, and I'm going to transition here. Okay. This is the first Rockalot stream that I can find that's since the supposed doxing threat in the chat. And just as proof, I'm going here.
Yeah, Steve McRae makes an interesting comment that if that live stream had been rendered and that comment was removed prior to rendering, it wouldn't show no matter what he did.
Oh, if that's the case, then I'm trying to learn new stuff about this all the time. So
yeah, it's
all I can do.
I'm a techno dino. I do everything on a friggin' Android.
Well, like I said, I love technology. I love politics, but I also love learning. That's the thing, is I would rather learn about something than make an assumption that I know everything about something. So that's kind of why I did this test. So
yeah, and then all saying donut, he makes a valid point too. How is this different from Alia Moon being threatened? Well, it's not different. And threats on either side just don't need to happen. That's just silly. It's an emotional decision that inflames situations.
And here's the thing. As far as what AT2 said in the stream, that's documented. That's provable. The problem is that Uni's making claims on a chat that we can't verify. So it's either his word or somebody else's word or somebody else's word. It's all hearsay. And at that point, any evidence that he brings towards the table that shows that it's definitive one way or the other is not real evidence, in my opinion. It's just him saying, oh, look, I've caught AT2 doing something, so therefore AT2 did this. When AT2 could have his own story. He's put out a video showing his watch history at the time of the event of this stream happening. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say Uni's right and vindicated in this, but at the same time, you can't deny that the what he claimed to be why he couldn't check it being valid. So, I mean, because I just proved it's valid that he could do it. So there's that. So I think we pretty much covered it for the day. I don't know about you.
Yeah, if anybody really popped in here wanting to see a Uni hate fest and it's like, well, sorry to disappoint you, I just really wanted to set the record straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ask all of my friends, YouTube responsibly. When there's drama, do what you can to reduce it, because that we're just here for fun, man. And whatever. I don't like seeing family fighting with family. Whatever. We got our hands full, clubbing the flurfs and the woo peddlers and the moon landing deniers. Let's focus our energies in more constructive ways, right?
Yep. Now, I want to play this just because it is literally humor, and that is all I'm doing with this. So anybody that's a Uni fan out there, you might as well leave now, because I'm literally just doing this for the shits and giggles of it all. I know some people have already seen this, but I did promise AT2 that I was going to show this. And I will need you to mute again their logical, just so that way I can play this out. All right. Ready?
I'll take the box! The box! You get the box! Let's see what's in the box! Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
And go ahead and unmute their logical, because I know that was echoing from my end too. I totally forgot about it.
That's okay.
But I will be making one with the Riley from Sleeping Warrior, Nathan Oakley, and anybody else that you would like. Just let me know. I will gladly put it in their text, put in the text of their name there, because it is literally just meant as a joke, just for fun, just for laughs, kind of a humorous way to end the night. So, no, Furball, I've cleared that off my board for now. That is for when she feels up to me doing something like that again. So, but I can always play out the special clip that I made for Chesh if we really need to. Okay. So, anyways, thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching. And Logical, thanks for being on here. You know, I know it wasn't something you wanted to do. It's not something that I wanted to do. It's just something that unfortunately needed to be done. And if any of you
Yep.
want to know what movie that was UHF by Weird Al. I own a copy of it. By all means, you should go out there and find it.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, and thank you for taking the time, and for whatever good it may or may not do. So, and thanks for the laugh at the end.
Like I said, you got to have a little humor in life, regardless of whether it's drama or not. So,
Yeah,
all
if you
right.
can't laugh at yourself, go slap a flurf.
I think we did that with the dumb fuck of the year this year.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, take care, have fun. Let's see if.